Nico, a valiant effort to save the game that looked obviously highly unlikely at one stage this morning. What are your thoughts on the day's play?
Bittersweet, obviously. We've showed great character again, great resilience under pressure. The Sussex guys ball beautifully. Young Lenham on a really sort of wearing pitch, ball beautifully, got the ball to spin both ways. And our fight, Callum Parkinson, was terrific. Just 107 job balls, real stalwart there for the Foxes. And Harry Swindles, who's been working really hard. He hasn't had the scores he'd like this year. Again, showed real grit and determination and good skill levels to keep the ballers up there for many balls. I think he's close to 176 balls as well. So delighted with that. Unfortunately, Rishi couldn't quite get to his 100 today. He came back this morning desperate to get 100 for us. It wasn't meant to be, but terrific fight, and we've got some good points out of the game.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Obviously, you speak quite consistently about 100 ball stints and 200 ball stints at the crease. Haas, Rishi, Swin, obviously, and Pocky all did that in this innings. Really good application. And how pleased are you in particular for Harry Swindles? I saw you going off yesterday to do some work with him in the nets. He's not quite had the look this season, but he really showed today how quality he can be for us.
Yeah, Harry's just little things sometimes creep into your game. We've just been looking at some of his dismissals in the past, and he's just probably got his alignment wrong. He got across his stumps a little bit too much. His game's about driving, nice drives, cover drives, straight drives, and square cuts and backward point areas. So he's just closed himself off a little bit. Something that we've identified. He's got in the nets and he's been open-minded and worked on it really nicely. And he's seen the just rewards now of his hard work. And he's a workaholic. Sometimes we've got to tell him to have a rest and be a little bit more chilled away from the game and get his mind off it. But terrific competitor, wants to win, and he's doing well today. He's doing really well.
Obviously, we saw that from a few guys in the second innings, but as we've spoken about before this season, the frustration's coming that doesn't happen in the first innings.
Yeah, we've got to bat longer. We've got to bat more time. We've got to get in and earn the right to score runs. I think we've been a little bit impetuous at times. Again, we talked about focus in the dressing room afterwards, focusing the right time. Especially in our innings after breaks, etc. We've been losing too many clumps of wickets together, which hurts you. You have a bad session in first class cricket, it hurts you. It takes the game away from you at times. So we've got to make sure that we identify that. We talk as a group, we talk about targets and goals, and something that's going to work well. People have really good partnerships together. You enjoy batting with certain people in your club team or your county side, and there's reasons for that. The communication's there, so we've got to make sure that our communication is elite, and we make sure that moving forwards, going into Worcester, we prepare well. The batting group get together and we discuss areas of improvement.
Obviously, the batting group may feel a little bit disappointed given that we won the toss in that first innings on a good pitch against quite a young attack, and obviously their one international class bowler went down after an over, so it must be frustrating that we didn't capitalise and make this sort of score in the first innings.
100%. That's the big disappointment in the game. Put us on the back foot. We had too many soft dismissals again, and that was the same in the last couple of games, which has been disappointing. And that's where we go back to that focus in the right time. We've had guys, opening batsmen playing at balls they shouldn't play at, middle order batsmen going after balls too early in their innings that they shouldn't be going at. And again, it's focusing the right time and owning your channel as a bowler and as a batsman, knowing where your off stump is and making sure that you own that area. And then bad balls always present themselves. That always happens in first class cricket. So we're just got to make sure that we're there long enough to make sure that we can own it.
And talking of the bowling group, we've talked recurring themes. We fought back early on day two to get the huge wickets of Haynes and Pujara, but as with other games this season, we let that dominance slip away slightly. 140 for the fourth partnership and 285 for the three wickets to fell after Pujara. So that would be hugely frustrating to not capitalise on that start as well.
Yeah, massively. Pujara is world class. He's in great form, playing beautifully on a good pitch. So yeah, very disappointing that the wicket was at its best second and third day. It was like a test wicket. Andy's prepared an incredible pitch. And sadly we couldn't maximise that in the first innings. But for our bowling unit to work so hard again early and get early breakthroughs, then we're right in the game. But ball goes a bit softer, abrasive surfaces, it's tougher. We perhaps went away from our plans a little bit too early at times, and that was perhaps cost us. But we reflected as a team. We'll reflect again on Tuesday after a day off tomorrow, and come back again for Worcester.
And just fine then before Worcester, obviously moving forward, it's about getting into positions to force wins rather than saving matches. Having seen the 4 days here, how much closer is that?
Yeah, it's fine margins. This game's fine margins. You know, people, 4 or 5 balls in a game change a game, and it's about focusing and it's about commitment and sticking to plans. And we've got to make sure we do that. You know, the players who are picked have got to make sure that they step up and win matches and for themselves and for the team. And at the moment, we've had fighting and resilience. We need people to stand up and go and get up, stand up to the plate and make the game our own and go and take the game away from the opposition earlier. And that's something that we've got to do.